And we're in the middle of February. Nice cloudy day. We are expecting to see some snow this afternoon or evening. And some snow tomorrow, but I don't know what time tomorrow. I can only see to the very early morning. But, well, it will be cold enough that it might have a dusting today. But it's not going to snow for long enough to really accumulate. So I don't think we're going to see any accumulation this year. It was unlikely. We only have a couple more days. So let's check our used vehicle sale. I would not mind a better tractor. That is way bigger than we need, though, and way more expensive than we need. But we do have this, and I don't. I think we get this. Only 13,000, and then we have a rice planter. We haven't seen anything to really limit us, and it was an option to sell the planter, this planter, and get that planter anyway. So now, I know that harvester is not that much. There's only the one planter, and we got it for half off. And then that's under 100,000. So we would need the 113,000. I think it's the cheapest rice field, but we're close to that anyway. So let's check this. So there's wood transport. Let's see about distance. Yeah, that's going to that one. That one's not the worst. Let me check the actual map for that. That's down here. It's only 2 trips. I think we do that. The only other, I mean, we have deadwood, obviously. We could cultivate instead. But I think we do this. Okay, so we should have just this one last log that we should be able to get on to our trailer. This will be our second trailer, obviously. I'll be fine. And I don't think, yeah, I didn't fold it, so it has the lights. So we're kind of far out here. The animal dealer's not too far away, but not quite within view yet. There we go. I actually now want to go around and look. It looks like there's, yeah, super bright green grass. A little, um, stands out a little bit in the winter. But I guess it's to be expected when you use all of your resources to make sure the animals store grass in the winter. And then we're not on the main roads for too long before we get to the turn off for the paper mill. And then I like this. I don't think there's anything that any of the transports that would be too big. But I do like how this works. It's loud. And it took me it didn't take me long, but it did take me a little bit to find the sell wood button. But there we go. And that is that, and that did take most of the day. But there's 7,000. And all of them are as expected. Pretty far away. Oh, that one actually just popped up and is not bad. Maybe we do that to finish out today's work. We're still expecting the snow, but as you can see, it's like a couple inches. Nothing that will show up by the time it would even think about being on the ground. It will go away. Okay, we just have, well, 3 more logs to get on here. But this one's just about on. Mm, there we go. Well, as you can see, it's snowing like I said it was going to. But still not going to be much for the expected amount. That didn't change. We can also see when it's coming tomorrow, which is apparently going to be the afternoon. And that would be the last day of winter. Depending on what contracts are available, like if there's still a good cultivating contract. And this might be the last wood contract we do. We'll definitely start, well, obviously we already have started seeing a little more as far as field work goes, with there being some sewing contracts this month. But next month is when it'll really pick up, and we can get back into doing all of that. Just this last log to get on the trailer. There we go. Now we have the last 9 logs on there. We can get this over to the sawmill and finish our possibly last wood transport of the year. We do we do definitely have enough equipment that we need another shed. And we can afford a shed, but we're not ready to afford it. We still have to buy land. But there's that. And we can get her 7,000 for that. And yeah, if this is still there, that's what we'll do in the morning. I'm not going to pick it up until then, though, so it will possibly go away, but there might be more. And we'll see you then. We are closing in on being able to afford this. I think it's 113. Yeah, 113,000 if we go with rice. We have more time if we're going with rice. I think rice starts in April. Yeah. Whereas if we want to go with sugar beet, those start in March. And well, I do want to get whatever we're going to get in on the first month, so we have the full amount of time. Sunflowers also start in March. What else can we plant with that? It looks like pretty much, or most other things start in April. Obviously, cotton started in February, but we're not going with cotton. We are going with this cultivating mission contract. Field 38. Yeah, we do need another. To be fair, nothing is in that shed. So this stuff for the front, it would definitely go in there. Except it goes in there with the Fent. But then again, we also don't have our the stuff that's on the Fent here. The timber stuff. Which is not going in the shed. So we could probably put a couple of these things in there. And so, I mean, this tractor barely fit in there anyway, so it won't be the biggest deal if we don't get that in there. Okay, let's get to 38, which shouldn't be too far of a drive if we take the turn at that farmyard. Now we can come out to under 41. I wonder if that the path we would take goes. Yeah, the path we would take should go right out to there. We'll see. Because this is actually the path we would take. This right up here would be where we would go to get under 41. We're going to continue instead. I don't believe there's a path here. Yeah, no, that just goes to the field. And then I think this just goes until the road, so it would come out around, go around 37 and 36 up to 38. Still not a long drive. And now we should be able to find 38. Yeah, I think it would have been best if we came down under 41. It worked though. Now we can get this field done. It's probably not going to be quick, but it's worth a decent amount. I can't even remember how big it is. 3.7 hectares, just about. Okay, I was just making sure. I couldn't remember for sure that we had checked it. We did. Definitely a little weird looking with the just the shape of the field. It's almost a triangle. So it looks like I'm almost done when I get to that side, and then I remember it widens out a bit. It's not that wide, but it does widen out quite a bit from where it comes to a point there. But we're approaching a third of the way done, which is pretty decent usually, especially something like this. The two headlands are a very big percentage. There we go. We are done with the inside, and yeah, no, it's still not really great for the headland start. I think we're gonna go down to this corner and start going around the other way. Okay, this one is awkward. I'm going to write that down because that is definitely in the field. I mean, even the one on the corner. Let's see, this is field 38. I'm going to want the the notes, the coordinates. There we go. 24, 58, 1330. 3 infield. And then we have at the corner. I mean, I'm pretty sure that is actually in the field too. But I'll put half infield at corner. This is the northeast corner at 24, 59, 13, 30. Nope, 23. Tree half infield. So I haven't mentioned the field 72 yet either. Haven't, yeah, we're just gonna, oh, I guess it's too much of an angle for it to have, the same line, but we're going to do that. Most of the time, the going around the tree's personal space isn't that big of a deal, especially contract ones. But the fact the trees are in the field means their personal space is even more in the field, as opposed to this might have a couple stalks it doesn't do. If at all, it might actually get all of this. Oh, yeah, see, it did one. Not a big deal, especially if it's a contract field. But I guess even the little bit it did leave up there isn't a big deal for a contract field. And I was gonna go to the end of this anyway, but I thought we would finish before. I don't know why I keep thinking it's gonna finish before. It's not even a thing with just this map. This version has a bit less leeway on the amount you can do, which is actually, I don't know why I did that, which is actually good if you liked to do all or a lot of the field, because without a mod, you can't continue. Okay, So let's get our game saved and then our $12,500 from that. And then we can see, yeah, I was wondering because it's not quite into the middle of, yeah, we don't have a plow. So, but because we're not quite into spring yet, there's not that much to do unless we had a plow. I don't know if I even want to get into plowing missions. Not until I have a much bigger tractor, I think. So we could do just some deadwood where we don't care too much about actually picking it up. I don't think there was... I mean, there was some over on the west side of the map. Let's see where the deadwood that isn't... Okay, there's only a couple that isn't expiring. So there's that one. Let's grab this one. Most of them look like they're expiring soon. So that is... Oh, it's way down there. And this is not a very fast tractor, but it's not that far away. Not seeing any that don't have a top. Wait. Right there. I think I just didn't see this one because it was, it's like right on the edge and I thought I wasn't looking in this direction. Or maybe it's even the one I saw from the very beginning. Either way, didn't see it while walking around. And now we can get our 1800 for that. Yeah, we should be able to do that. That should be on the way out. Yeah. Do deadwood on the way back to our farm, I think will be a good good way to end February and winter. I don't know why I was looking. Nobody else is out here. And it looks like here is the last one. And we'll get our $2,200 there. That's likely. I'll look. Let's see. 86 is a little too far out of the way. Yeah, I think they're... Let's see. Yeah, 89 is the other way. 86 a little too far out of the way. Yeah. That would be it then. So we can get this or finish driving this home and we are done with winter. So I will see you all again in March.